Welcome back, people. Here we have another anime to review. We have the second coming of an anime erased. If you weren't here before, here's the scale on which these animes are reviewed upon. We're going to be starting off with the story, so let's go. Now, this story revolves around Satoru, who is a failed manga artist who is just a delivery boy for Planet Express. But the thing that makes him special is that he goes through these events that he calls revivals, which are these phenomenons that occur when anything tragic happens that sets him back in time a short period so he can prevent the tragedy. During this time, child abduction rears its ugly head and is once again a problem in the city. The mother who's accompanying the main character feels that she put together the puzzle and now knows who the abductor might be, as she connects the abductions from now to the ones that happened 20 years ago, as she feels that it is the exact person. But before she's able to do anything with this information, she is axed off by the abductor, leaving Satoru to take all the blame. Then soon after, this phenomenon occurs once more as it brings him back to 20 years ago where all the abductions started. He now feels that it's up to him to stop the baddie, to save the girls, to save his mother. Now, this story does have a bit of originality in its bones, with this plot being this time-traveling mystery and the progression that they chose to go with. Now, the progression of this anime does stay on track. Every episode keeps getting deeper and deeper into this mystery without ever really pulling back, with almost every episode having a ridiculous cliffhanger. There were episodes where it wasn't even all that dramatic that time around, but they made sure those last couple minutes that they grabbed your ass back in to come back next week. These people were not playing with those cliffhangers. But not even in just the cliffhangers, just in the anime itself, it does hold very good suspense for most of the anime. And that's because it wasn't so predictable. There were a lot of times in this anime I wasn't exactly sure what direction it was taking. There are some parts in this anime you really can't make an educated guess into where this anime is exactly heading, which leaves you in the dark, which is a good thing, and that helps bring up more of the suspense. Now, this anime does show some issues with subject matter such as child abuse, which seems for the most part that it did its job, which one or two times situationally it doesn't seem like it was the best representation of it. Wouldn't go the way that this anime portrays it. But this anime still put in its light moments. It still gets in the chuckle here and there, especially with Satoru's like slip of the tongue, with scenes like this meaning to break up all the drama and all the tension. And this anime was a bit lighter than it originally displayed to be. Okay, now let's get to some of the more negatives. One of the negatives in this anime is just things not being explained. And one of those things, probably the biggest thing, is what the fuck is this revival? How is this not explained? How can this be the biggest plot device in the entire anime and they don't give you shit on trying to figure out what the hell it is? I kept looking for some kind of explanation, something that pointed in the direction of what it might be, but it's just not explained. They just literally pass it off as, oh, this is just a phenomenon that happens just to this kid and nobody else for some reason. And that seems kind of boring. Also, there seemed to be a lack of information with certain characters and certain motives and why this person does this and that, especially with the main antagonist in this anime, when you realize that you know absolutely nothing about the person. And this anime does kill the suspense once in a while, especially with the whole element of revival, going back in time. With this ability, it does make the anime a little less dramatic and a little less serious because of this OP-ass ability when nobody really knows where it came from. Okay, now let's move on to the characters. Now, the main character, Satoru, is just about as man on a mission as you can fucking get. He has no personality outside of trying to catch the baddie. At the beginning of this anime, you can kind of see this kind of failure, depressing aura about him, But the minute he gets turned into a kid, that disappears completely. During this entire anime, when I was looking at this character, I tried to find something distinct about him every single episode, but I didn't find anything. He had literally nothing outside trying to catch the baddie and save the fucking girl. That is it. That is the only thing about him. Any personality trait that you more so try to associate with him always ties back to him trying to do this mission. Oh, he's smart and he's righteous and heroic and all that other shit. No, it's just, no, that's just him on the mission, and that's what it just seems like. Now, Yako plays more of the sad loner in this anime. She's the outcast of the class. This about her is more so understandable because some of the things you find out later on in the anime, which kind of makes more sense. She did have a good character progression through the anime as she starts to open up and breaks out of that shell. She's just about the most, if not the only, character with any kind of development in this anime. Now, the relationships that she starts to build with other characters in this anime, for the most part, it is good. Now, the mother in this anime, she just surprised me because she's a youthful mother. I've rarely seen any times when a mom in an anime is used for more than giving the main character breakfast in the fucking morning. As she has a more natural involvement in this anime than most mothers would. And them lips though. Them lips though. And also in this anime, he has the gang, the band of merry men by his side. Now these guys, surprising enough, are just the basic tropes that you find in any group of boys. You got the fat loud one, you got the quiet one, you got the one that looks like a female, and then you have this 30-year-old who's trapped in a boy's body. No, I wasn't talking about the main character, no. I was talking about the other kid. Yeah, just about the most mature character in this entire anime. What fucking kid acts like this? He is so understanding and calm-minded and fucking smart. He's supposed to be like, what, fucking 10 years old? This is not a 10-year-old by any means. The other characters, even though they're tropes, they're still 10 years old. This motherfucker, this guy has the mental maturity of the main character, who's mentally supposed to be 30 fucking years old. It's kind of weird when they start to relate in this anime. It's just not supposed to happen. 10-year-old, don't act like this. But on the flip side of that, he is one of Satoru's like pretty much only lifeline. That's not the only person that can really understand him in this anime. And it seems like that's the only reason why they made him that mature, as nobody else can understand or relate to him except another fucking 30-year-old trapped in a 10-year-old's fucking body. Now, the animation for the most part is average. They do have some very nice, impressive scenes once in a while. Using the film reel as transitions and passage of time and showing flashbacks and memories, that was a good touch and a good way of showing the information. And also, they did a pretty good use of using the black bar. They didn't use this for the entire anime, they purposely only used it when he went back in time as a child. I feel like them not using it for the entire time, but only for those moments, kind of made it stand out more. And what they did with the black bar up, it did make it seem a little bit more cinematic, a little bit more dramatic. It was a pretty good use in this anime. Now when it comes to this music, the intro does fare a bit above average than the humdrum intros that you've heard before. It's not spectacular, but it is a bit better. And the outro is the best music in the anime, pretty much hands down. But the music in the anime is just about basic as hell. It's just the kind of music that you just pop in a track. Oh, it's sad time, pop in the sad track. Happy time, pop in the happy track. Suspense, pop in the, little bit of rush track, and that's just it. Pop in music. That's what it's usually called. No real thought put into it, nothing really grand about it. It's just music, just to fit the situation that they're in, and nothing more. Okay, now let's move on to the rating. For what the anime of the year has shown us, this anime deserves the crowning, the unbelievable score of a 7.5. There were definitely high hopes for this anime and a lot of hype with it. I'm not even gonna lie, at the beginning I was kind of more so on that boat, but after finishing the anime, after really dissecting it, it became a little bit more shallow. when I really start to look at it. It seems expectations for this anime was a little bit too high. It seems that the expectations for this anime were a little bit too high to handle. But still, the connection between some of these characters can still be great. They still have good scenes. They still are able to have suspense. The progression of this mystery is done well. They still have a bit of uniqueness in this time-traveling mystery. And those are the things that more so hold it up. This anime is still worth a watch, even though it's not as big as it should have been. But just tone down a little bit of your expectations, a little bit of the hype, you will still very much enjoy this anime. But that is it for the review. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I will be out with a video much sooner than before. I'm your host, Downcast, and I'm out.